There are tons of people out there right now that are lying to you saying that now is the best time to sell your crypto. Well, in this video, I'm going to explain exactly why I am extremely bullish on the crypto market, what I'm expecting to happen over the next few months. If you hold cryptocurrencies like XRP, Trump's Memecoin, Brett, Floki, Dogecoin, or virtually any other altcoin right now that is down over the past 24 to 48 hours, especially after Donald Trump's inauguration, is just simply a sell the event type of correction because everyone buys the news, they buy the rumors, and then when the event actually takes place, the hype is worn off and what is left needs to be able to stand on a foundation of solid regulation. So in this video, we're going to talk about what Trump has to say about making the United States the world capital of AI and crypto. We're getting into the Bitcoin to the US dollar price chart. We're talking about the total 3, which is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're going to talk about Dogecoin's price chart. We're talking about Brett's price chart, Floki's price chart, XRP's price chart compared to Bitcoin. We're getting into Bitcoin's market cap dominance. We also have to share with you what billionaire of Morgan Creek Asset Management has to say about XRP being adopted that is extremely bullish, guys, and what the government has in store for Cardano's ADA, HBAR as well too, on top of what Cynthia Loomis just posted earlier this morning, and what Larry Fink is planning on doing to usher in the era of tokenization on the blockchain. So if anyone has told you that crypto is going to completely fall apart after Trump gets in office, they're lying to you. This happens next, and you do not want to miss it. So comment 777 if you're feeling blessed, if you're feeling bullish, and if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree. You know what to do, man. Grab that like button, get your putter, go into the garage, and give it a tippity taparoo, sink the putt. You know who we're doing it for. We're doing it for grandma because we're beating the SEC. Gary Gensler's out of office, and we're buying her house back with crypto. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So over the past hour, the majority of the market's pulling back 2 to 5%. Nothing out of the ordinary in the crypto market. You know, for the stock market investors out there, they would be, peeing their pants, peeing their bed. They would be curled up in the fetal position in the corner of their room, not able to eat for weeks. But in the crypto market, this is nothing, even over the day. If a project swings 5, 10, 15, 20%, no big deal, because when you're in doubt, what do? You zoom out. Look over the past year, what's happened in the crypto market. This is the most volatile market in the world, and that's why you're here. Look at what happened with Melania's coin, down over 79, nearly 80%. And of course, Trump's coin is down big too from that recent rally up. And so will these projects recover, or will they bleed out a slow, painful death to the bottom? We'll listen to what Trump just said about his own project.
Benefited. I don't know where it is. I don't know much about it other than I launched it. I heard it was very successful. I haven't checked it. Where is it today?
You made a lot of money, sir.
How much?
Several $1 billion, it seems like, in the last several days.
Several billion? That's peanuts for these guys.
So he doesn't know much about it. He doesn't know where it is. He just knows that it launched. And so he clearly is not the one that launched it. He had developers do it for him, and he's just the face of it. So these developers, they're using his brand name, they're using his image to boost the project out there, and it worked. I mean, it did very well, rallied over a $70 billion fully diluted valuation, and now the market makers and the early investors have been taking profits. So what we're in right now is a downtrend. And personally, I'm not that bullish on this project, just simply because Trump has a lot going on, clearly, because he doesn't know where it is. He doesn't know much about it. Somebody else is doing it for him. And like his other ventures, unless he's all in and that's all he's focused on, then he's going to move on to the next thing, because he has a ton of executive orders that are more important than a meme coin. So I don't expect this project to explode anytime soon unless he has some strategic plan to re-engage the community and market it again. We're just simply going through the psychology of a market cycle that I'll put up on the screen for you guys right here. We see the price at a critical inflection point right here. You can see descending resistance, and you can see since the 19th of January when price got up within this range right here, massive sell-off. And then we rally back up, can't quite make it to this descending resistance, massive sell-off all the way down to support, make it back up to the resistance, sell off back down to the support. And right now we're at the apex of this symmetrical triangle. So this is a critical moment right here for his meme coin to decide what's going to happen. Are the bulls going to step in and push it up above this descending resistance to hold it as support? Or are we going to see the price slowly bleed out down here, sweep out these lows, and then attempt to make a recovery over the next few days leading into the end of the month? Well, what I'm going to talk about in this video, I'll explain what needs to happen in the markets in order for meme coins like Trump, even Melania, and then we got Dogecoin, Brett, Floki. You have other meme coins like Dog with Hat, Shiba Inu, etc., what they will need in order for a breakout to happen. So the most important thing to focus on over the next few weeks and the next few months is what Trump is planning on doing for a broader perspective for the whole crypto market in the United States. Listen to this.
Reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services. It'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto.
So with him saying artificial intelligence and crypto, I would expect AI agents to do very, very well in AI meme coins over the next few months. And so a lot of these AI projects we'll be talking about in other videos, but you can see they're down over the past 7 days, like Near Protocol 5%, Internet Computer 15%, BitTensor Tau 15%. And so a lot of these projects that are on dips, you obviously know that when the best time to strike and buy in the market is when things are low. Unless you want to get absolutely wrecked, you buy high, you sell low. So for Bitcoin, let's look at Bitcoin's price chart and let's talk about the MACD, the relative strength index, and the stochastic RSI and where we're at, because we are ranging between resistance all the way up here at the all-time high and support all the way down here at roughly $90,000 to $91,000. And so looking at the MACD, we saw a bearish cross all the way up here above the zero line at the 19th of January, just a few days ago. And simultaneously, the price topped out at the all-time high, and we're just chopping sideways right now, waiting for Bitcoin's next move. Now, what happens here when we see a bearish cross, the further above the zero line that this takes place, the stronger the reversal signal. So I would expect the MACD to continuously trend below zero, where the MACD line stays below the signal line until we bottom out somewhere down within this region over here, where we saw a bullish cross back on the 10th of January. And then also we saw another bullish cross take place, all the way back here on like the 24th of December. We saw an attempted bullish cross on the 21st of December, but we were down within this range as support for the MACD down here. So momentum is in favor of the bears on the MACD on the 4-hour chart right here. We can also see a downtrend right here on the relative strength index. We peaked out at about 79 on top of the MACD when it peaked out right here. And then we're seeing lower highs getting put in on the relative strength index while Bitcoin chops sideways. So we can see down here below 40, I would want to see, for me to enter into like Bitcoin or anything right now in the market, patience is your biggest friend. And so seeing the relative strength index come back down below 40, that in my opinion, again, not financial advice. I'm not going to tell you when to buy and when to sell, because these videos are purely for education, informational purposes only. Go consult your financial advisor and ask them what to do with your portfolio, and they'll tell you to stay away from crypto. But just make sure to ask them to show you their portfolio. And if they don't at least have $1 million in their portfolio, then maybe you should question who you're listening to. For me, I became a millionaire before 30 with crypto by understanding things like what I'm sharing with you right now. I wasn't just FOMOing in when everyone was excited, buying the hype of the election, what Donald Trump was going to do. I watched the charts and I look for things like this. So what I would want to see is the MACD, like I just said, all the way down here. I would want to see the relative strength index on the 4-hour below 40. Also on the stochastic RSI, we can see the K line at 44, the D line is at 23. We're forming lower highs right here. So I would expect us potentially to bottom out down here one more time with the RSI, and then for us to reverse to the upside along with the MACD reversing to the upside along with the relative strength index. Now, depending on where that puts Bitcoin's price, we will see. We look for confluence. We're going to see where we're at on the MACD, the relative strength index, and the stochastic RSI down here. Hey, and maybe Bitcoin is still where it's at right now, holding this ascending support right here, or maybe it does come down a little bit lower while the MACD is resetted, and then we see a bullish cross below zero. We see the RSI bounce off support of roughly 30. And we see the stochastic RSI form a bullish cross as well too, below 20. And then that gives Bitcoin the green light to break out and form a new high and go into price discovery post-election, because that would line up perfectly with what's happening with the total 3 chart. Because if we look at the Wyckoff accumulation schematic right here with the breakdown in phase A, when we saw this massive sell-off right here after the 8th of December, on the left-hand side of the screen, we can simply see an A, B, C corrective wave all the way down here for the bottom for 800 and roughly $50 billion. And if you look at the top at the Wyckoff schematic right here, that was right at phase A. And then entering into phase B was right around this phase right here when we started the recovery on out of here up to about $1 trillion. And then we saw us come back down to back test $914 billion as support, which was roughly this region right here that you can see on the Wyckoff schematic of ST after this bounce out of the C wave. We bounce up to AR, we come back down to ST, we form a false breakout, This is a bull trap. Then we come back down to back test either the previous low of where you can see SC right here, or a little bit higher than that as a higher low. In this case, you can see we formed a higher low right here on the 30th of December. And then what we do is we attempt the next breakout. Now, these can look a little bit different. It doesn't need to look exactly like this white image at the top of the screen, but this next attempted breakout is an attempt to clear the previous high after phase A as we went into phase B. So it could either be a lower high, an equal high, or a higher high. In this case, you can see it was a higher high than the 24th of December as we came all the way up to $1.06 trillion, but we got rejected from the support right here from the 14th of December that the price was hovering at during this B phase right here before we fell off of a shelf down to wave C, and then we just chopped sideways. So the real key to understand in the Wyckoff schematic is between phase A, B, and C, we just chop sideways. We range between a support all the way down at the C wave bottom, and then we just form higher or equal lows to that, and then we get rejected from a resistance that is usually the support of the complacency stage for the B wave recovery right here. So that's exactly what we saw right here on the 6th of January. We get rejected, and then we come all the way back down for the spring phase going into phase C at the top of the screen right here. Now, so we sell all the way off down here. We bounce off this support a few times, come back up, and then we spring off of the support right here on the 13th of January. That was the support all the way back here on the 22nd of December. So it actually was a higher low, which is a great sign. So in the example, it shows a lower low. You know, we could have technically taken out lower than C and come back up off of the spring recovery right here, but we didn't. We held the support, which is really good for the altcoin market. And then what happens here is the most important thing to focus on off of the spring. We bounce up, we back test the support a few times, we bounce up, we back tested the support one time right here, and then we break out, we form a new high that's higher than the phase B high. In this case right here, it would be the 6th of January at about $1.06 trillion. We come all the way up to $1.1 trillion. And then now we are in the SOS phase, phase D, where we form some type of triangle pattern. It could be a symmetrical triangle. In this case, that's exactly what we're doing. We see a symmetrical triangle right here. We're building a base on the resistance of the 6th of January as support that we're on right now. We did come below it briefly for a couple bounces right here off this ascending support. But what I would expect to happen is just for total 3 to coil up in the symmetrical triangle. And then look what happens for phase E, the breakout. So if we see this breakout take place for total 3, then that would look like the market cap of all altcoins starting this massive move up past the B wave recovery for this complacency stage high on the 13th of December. Because as you can see, we got rejected from it right here on the 18th of January. We went a little bit above it, but I consider this a rejection because it was not a decisive close above wave B, and then we didn't even come up to the high of the 7th of December. So during the SOS phase, this is designed to shake people out of their positions, and people are going to tell you to sell. Now's the time to sell because we're going to go down. But this looks to me extremely bullish, because when we look at Dogecoin, which is a proxy for the entire altcoin market and the largest meme coin, that's also the gateway drug to all the lower microcap methamphetamine coins that everyone likes to get high on. Well, look at Dogecoin compared back to the last bull run and what happened. We're just forming this rounded bottom formation where from the bear market or the bull market high of May of 2021, which is the all-time high around 73 cents, we're still below the all-time high. We see this sell-off complacency stage high. Everyone thinks there's a recovery going to happen. Then anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger. And then we attempt a recovery, doesn't happen. We see this massive sell-off for a few months. We go into the depression stage. This is the depression stage all the way down here in the psychology of a market cycle. This, in my opinion, is the anger stage. And then we see the first little disbelief rally on out of here, where this is a sucker's rally. This will fail just like the others. Then, of course, it starts to come back down. People are like, haha, I told you so. But we're just bouncing off this rounded bottom. Again, we form the next breakout right here that passed the complacency stage high, but still lower than the all-time high. And it's almost identical to what happened all the way back here. Look at this. We see this sell-off. We see complacency, right here. Complacency could technically be right here too. Anxiety, now panic, anger. And then we see, final capitulation to depression all the way down here. But we bounce off this rounded bottom, disbelief rally, bounce off the rounded bottom again. And then we come all the way back up, not quite to the all-time high, but we go through this last little consolidation phase before a massive breakout comes for Dogecoin and pushes the price up past the all-time high in this one bullish or 2 bullish green candles. Let's see how quick this took place, guys. So you'd be surprised at how much money can come into this market very, very quickly in a matter of a day. I mean, look at this sell-off right here of about 56, 55%. It lasted 26 days. Everyone was pissed off. Everyone got shaken out of their positions who was new to crypto. Not everyone, but virtually everyone around this. Imagine selling your Dogecoin at 0.007 and then watching it just a few days later. If I were to measure from this breakout right here, with a matter of one day, it rallied 800%. Billionaires come in, they play these games, and they just pump a bunch of money in. And then that causes the market makers to go crazy. That causes retail to FOMO back in. They buy this peak, sells off, and then ultimately we see a 1,000% rally in 10 days, and then we cool off sideways for a long period of time. I think what's coming next for Dogecoin and the rest of the market is just a massive face-melting rally, and then a consolidation phase for a period of time, and then the parabolic blow off top, and then we go into a bear market. So if I just zoom out here, what that would look like for Dogecoin, if I trace up the chart right here, might not be as parabolic just because it takes more liquidity to move Dogecoin. You know, it might be less of a rally, but it would look something like this. So we're going through this consolidation phase that we were at right here, you know, around January leading into February of 2021. And then we see the next breakout past the all-time high or to the all-time high, and then the next consolidation phase going into maybe March, April, May of 2025, and then the parabolic blow off top sometime at the end of the bull run. So this could be compressed to look something like this, and then the peak maybe comes in around October of 2025 to December of 2025. Maybe it's a little bit earlier of a cycle. We shall see. But either way, I believe Dogecoin is going much higher because Elon Musk created Department of Government Efficiency. Do you guys really think he did that just out of random? No, he did that to pump his Dogecoin bag. So get ready for the breakout on Dogecoin. And could I be wrong on this? Yes, absolutely. But I've been right thus far since the bear market bottom. So we'll see if we are right moving forward. Now, another meme coin to keep on your watch list is Brett. Brett got obliterated with this sell-off though with Memecoin. So since the 1st of December, it rallied up to the 23-cent mark past the all-time high. And then it could not hold the support of 15 cents for a cup and handle formation. And we saw this sell-off all the way back down to take out these lows from the 3rd of August all the way until the 9th of November, where Brett consolidated it at the bottom down here. So we're at that level right now. Now, is this a bad thing? No, I think this is actually really good because when we look at the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence on the daily chart, you guys can see what happened back here on the 15th of June. I'll just break this down for you and circle it on the chart so you can see what I'm looking at and what also happened on the price chart simultaneously. So you can see confluence between price chart, indicator like the MACD, and then we also have the relative strength index and the stochastic RSI as well too. So we see a bearish cross all the way up here. Momentum shifts from bullish, as you can see. After this breakout, we top out at 20 cents to bearish. We form this bearish channel where we have lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low as well too, lower low, and then we bottom out all the way down here on the 5th of September. What did that allow the MACD to do? It gave the MACD enough time to reset after that bearish cross below 0 and then form a base and a support above 6 cents where the low was right here. So we rally up, we come back down to back test 7 cents and look at the MACD. We form a bullish cross right here and then we break out again for the MACD all the way above the 0 line, rallying up to 23 cents. Now we did form a bearish cross on the 9th of December on the daily candles. And what happened to the MACD? It dropped back down below 0. So right now the MACD line is at negative 0.01. The signal line is negative 0.009. So this is actually a really good sign that Brett is reaching the end of its sell-off right here. And sure, we could come down a little bit lower to, 7 cents and then consolidate for a little bit at this support right here. But eventually what I would expect to happen, because markets move in bullish phases and bearish phases, we had the bullish phase where the MACD went from all the way down here on the 18th of August below 0 to all the way up here, well above the 0 line. Now we're in a little bit of a bearish phase over the past couple months. So bearish phases don't last forever. Eventually we break structure. So we see this descending resistance right here. Once we break that structure and we hold it as support, then I would expect Brett to make a move to the upside because it is the mascot of the base chain, and that base chain is Coinbase's blockchain. So do you guys really think they're going to let the base chain fail? No, price is at 0.08888. So maybe that's a sign. Look at the relative strength index right now. It's sitting at 33. We're all the way down here at these levels that we were at since the 1st of August. And so the 1st of August, where were we? We were in a downtrend. By the 5th of August, we were at about 6 cents. And so while the RSI was finding its low, the price chart was finding its low around 6 cents. So maybe Brett comes all the way down to 6 cents I don't think it'll come that low, although anything's possible. If it does, that would be the best possible entry point, in my opinion, while the RSI is all the way down here at these levels. Currently at 33, maybe it dips down to 30, I would expect the RSI to bounce to the upside back to 50 or higher. Same with the stochastic RSI. Look at the D line, it's at 1.53, the K line is at 0.46. So we're well below 20 on the stochastic RSI. We're at 33 on the relative strength index. The MACD is in the negative right here, and price has been in this bearish channel for the past couple months. Eventually that's going to bottom out and Brett will reverse to the upside. Now, I think that comes simultaneously with a breakout for Dogecoin. So this is confluence that we look for. We look for confluence on these indicators. We also look for confluence between coins because Dogecoin, like I said, is the proxy and the gateway drug for all the crack cocaine coins, the methamphetamine coins that are lower market cap coins. Brett is pretty much like the cocaine of the base chain, okay? So, a lot of whales are gonna be scooping Brett up at those lows. On top of that, Floki, I expect Floki to do very, very well. Floki is just chopping between this symmetrical triangle right here since the sell-off from the 12th of March. So this sideways range has been going on for over 300 days. That's a long period of time. So to understand when the best time to back up the truck is, again, I'm not telling you, I'm just letting the charts tell you, and then I'm just pointing out things that I see here. We are below zero on the MACD here, and as you can see, the MACD line is well below zero. It's below the signal line right here, and we've been chopping and bouncing between bullish cross, bearish cross, bullish cross, bearish cross. So once the MACD decides to form a decisive bullish cross and confirms it by passing above the zero line, then that would look like the price bouncing back to the upside in this symmetrical triangle. So right now, what we are in for Floki is a falling wedge right here. It looks like to me where the price is coiling up between resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, eventually in a falling wedge. After the price reaches the apex, which is the point where the support and the resistance collide at a point, especially after a downtrend, the most likely scenario is a break to the upside. And then we just do the same thing in the opposite direction. We form some type of rising wedge or bullish channel back to this descending resistance right here. And that would look like the MACD forming a bullish cross or reversing back to the upside. And also, if I bring up the relative strength index as well too in the stochastic RSI, we probably see some similarities. Of course, look at this, descending resistance on the relative strength index. The RSI is at 37. So maybe we come down a little bit further to 30, and then we break resistance, hold it as support, and then see a trend reversal to the upside for the relative strength index. Same thing for the stochastic RSI. The K line is at 16, the D line is at 14. So we could bobble around here for a while, come back down below zero, form a bullish cross, and then see a reversal on the stochastic RSI. When this will happen will be when Dogecoin breaks out and the rest of the Memecoin market breaks out. So that saying, when the tides rise, so do all ships, you just basically just have to be in the market and hold the winners at that point, and then you rotate into lower market cap stuff after the winners have already seen their major move. You don't hold the low cap stuff first because the large caps run first, and then profits get siphoned off of the top for that, and then it rotates into the mid caps, then rotates into the low caps, and then we see the consolidation take place, and then the low caps die off the most. The large caps maintain relatively stable somewhat supports, like they don't sell off 80% unless it's like Melania's coin. That's a derivative of the meme coin because Trump was the main meme coin based on his brand, and then Melania was a derivative coin of his that is going to sell off even more. So just be careful with derivatives. The smartest and the safest play is picking the winners, sticking with the winners. And one of the main winners is XRP. And I'll share with you why in a little bit, why I'm extremely bullish on XRP. Look at the XRP, the US dollar price chart compared to the Bitcoin to the US dollar price chart at the bottom of the screen. XRP peaked out right here around the 16th of January, $3.40. And now we're ranging, okay? We see this resistance right here that it's struggling to break above, which is the high of the 16th of January. We see an attempted breakout right here on the 20th of January, ultimately failed. We got rejected, and now we're just ranging sideways again. The same thing happened for Bitcoin between 14th of March until the breakout of this resistance on the 15th of October. We see it break it, hold it as support, attempt to break it again, come back down, bounce off support, and then the real breakout started on like the 6th of November. Through November, that's when Bitcoin broke out again. So what XRP is doing right now is very similar to what happened to Bitcoin through this phase right here, where we just start working our way through this zone right here. Eventually, what I would want to see to confirm an XRP breakout is XRP to rally above $3.30, and then to see a back test of that, similar to what happened for Bitcoin on the bottom of the screen, right here where the price came above this resistance where Bitcoin was struggling to break from it multiple times. We can see multiple points of contact right here on the 8th of April, right here on the 21st of May, right here on the 8th, 9th, 10th of June, right here on the end of July, right here on the 27th of September. So the more points of contact that the price chart makes on a resistance or a support weakens that resistance or support. So in this case, because Bitcoin was contacting that resistance so many times, it's just like it's knocking on a door. Eventually what happens is the door opens up, they go through the door, they turn around, they close the door, back test of support, maybe double check the handle. That's like a double tap on support, which was resistance, to make sure the door is locked. And then once the door is locked, we can turn around and run through the freaking house and rampage profits out of these markets. And that's when Bitcoin breaks out. So that's what I would expect for XRP, to just work its way through this range. If we chop a little bit further to the downside, sideways, doesn't matter in my opinion. As long as we hold above, $2.90, that's good, because it looks like we're just forming higher lows right here. So we just chop within this range. We open the door, we close the door. Maybe we double check the locks to make sure it's good, because when we rampage through the house for XRP, we're gonna clean up shop when this thing starts breaking above the all-time high alongside Dogecoin and the rest of the market. So I hope you guys appreciate an analogy like that. And if you see some similarities in the charts that I might not see, point them out. One thing that I wanna point out to you is a bearish divergence on Bitcoin's dominance price chart on the weekly. So on a more macro view of the market, and what happened back here from September of 2019 to the end of December of 2020, we saw Bitcoin's dominance all the way up above 70%. And we were forming a little bit higher of a high on Bitcoin's dominance. But look at the MACD. We saw a bearish cross on that first peak right here in September of 2019. And then we saw another bearish cross right here on the 25th of January that was a lower high. So in a bearish divergence, the chart, which is the price chart, or in this case, the market cap dominance percentage chart, attempts to make a higher high, or it's a little bit higher of a high, right? It is technically a higher high. Some people could call it an equal high, but it is a higher high. And on the indicator of choice, the MACD, we made a lower high. That's a bearish divergence. And so when that happens, that essentially means the bull run for that price chart is over. So in this case, the bull run for Bitcoin's dominance is over and altcoins take over. Then we go into a massive altcoin bull run. So as you can see right here, we have been in a bull run for Bitcoin's dominance where Bitcoin has been sucking liquidity from the market. But a key thing just happened on the weekly. We broke below this ascending support. We're back testing it as resistance. Simultaneously, you guys can see a bearish cross right here on the 7th of August. And to me, the MACD looks like it's just trying to hold it together before falling off of a shelf. We're forming a lower high on the MACD. We are above the zero line right here. So obviously we're not as far above the zero line as we were on the 16th of September, but we're above the zero line nonetheless. When Bitcoin's dominance was at 72%, there were just less altcoins in the market. And so what I would expect to happen here is eventually, as Bitcoin cools off sideways for a bit, I would expect there to be a break to the downside and a confirmed bearish cross where the MACD crosses below zero on the histogram right here. You can see, and we trend back below zero, and we see altcoins absolutely melt faces because it's happened every single bull run prior to this. Now, in order to prepare for that to happen, the longer that altcoins go sideways and sell off, you have to have more capital on the sidelines to accumulate your favorite projects during the dips. So we have a few ways for you to be able to do that. Listen to this.
Hey bull runners, this is super time sensitive, especially if you're looking to stack more crypto before the bull run is over. Did you know that Visa and MasterCard lost a $5.5 billion class action lawsuit for imposing unfair fees on merchants and business owners? So if you own a business, or if you know any business owners that process payments with Visa or MasterCard between 2004 and 2019, that's 15 years, you could actually be owed a refund of 1 to 1.5% of your total revenue from that period. That's a lot of money. For example, this business that generated 1.6 million in credit card revenue during those years is getting back $28,000. This business that generated over 7 million is getting back $93,000. And this business that generated over $20 million during those years is getting back over $320,000. That's money they didn't even know was on the table. And all they did was fill out a form through the link below this video. It literally takes less than a minute to see if you qualify, but you don't want to wait too long because the deadline to file is February 4th, 2025. So the sooner that you fill out the form below, the sooner that you can reclaim what's rightfully yours. Plus, if you don't have a business, you can actually earn 3% by referring businesses that do qualify by creating your affiliate account through the link below. So this is a no-brainer way to get money back in your pocket to use for your business, or if you want to use it for crypto or other assets to invest in, you can do that. So click the link below. Let's get you paid.
Now, here's something that's super important, guys, and what billionaire Mark Yusko, the CEO of Morgan Creek Capital Management, just said about the Trump administration. We are seeing the dawn right now of an American first crypto strategy that is going to take the world by storm over the next few months.
The one piece of legislation that is likely to happen, the other stuff, there's a lot of talk that they'll expand beyond just Bitcoin to now, XRP and Cardano and Hedera. And look, those founders have been buddying up to the administration and to Eric, and I think Eric's driving a lot of this, his son. So we'll see. But the case for the strategic Bitcoin reserve, because Bitcoin is digital gold, everything else has different roles. Something that could happen, I don't know if it'll happen the first 100 days, Abs, but there's some talk. This will make the XRP people really happy. There is some talk that XRP could be utilized and/or ordered to be used for a central bank digital currency or as the base layer for national banking. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but that's one that if that does happen, that changes things.
So Senator Cynthia Lummis posted big things are coming earlier this morning. Stay tuned for 10 a.m. You see CoinStat saying how big, and by big things, do you mean the U.S. Bitcoin Reserve? So the Senate Banking Committee just voted on the markup of Senator Lummis becoming chair of the Digital Asset Subcommittee. So right now things are unclear if they will announce that, but they probably already decided on it, and we're going to see that hit the mainstream media here soon. In my opinion, it's already decided. If she is the chair, that's extremely bullish. If not, I bet they have someone else in there that's extremely bullish on crypto that will do the job, because look at what Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, is urging the SEC to do, guys.
As a huge believer of crypto and blockchain and tokenization, I want the SEC to rapidly approve the tokenization of bonds and stocks.
So if this guy wants it, he has the capital to make it happen. Do you think that, for example, if Gary Gensler or Jay Clayton could be paid by Ethereum, do you think the man who is the largest asset management CEO of BlackRock in the world has some capital to make that happen, to maybe pay the right people, to be persuasive? In a world that is ruled by money, money talks, and those that have the most money get what they want. Whether he even needs to pay them off or not doesn't really matter, because Trump is appointing people that are already pro-crypto. So this is going to be streamlined. This is going to be efficient. You guys saw what happened with Gary Gensler in office while we still went through this bull run. Imagine what happens over the next few months when Gary Gensler is out of office. That happened 3 days ago. We're just 3 days into this. So over the past few months, we've received a lot of messages for people about funding so they could be able to grow their portfolio or their venture, whether you want to scale our new or existing business, your real estate portfolio, crypto portfolio, or other passive income opportunities. We do have an option for you guys in the description below. And all you need to do, click the link, enter in how much funding you're looking to obtain, what best describes you. I own a business or I want to start a business. Now, if you want to use this to grow your portfolio, just select I want to start a business and what is your monthly income or business revenue. Enter that in, click next. Applying will not impact your credit score, and responses from the team will be in less than 24 hours. And just remember, this is only for people that are comfortable with taking on debt as low as 0% interest for the first 12 months, no collateral required. So if you have an opportunity that you see is very lucrative, whether it be crypto, you have a strategy that you want to apply, real estate, you have some properties that you want to flip, your business that you're launching in an industry that is disruptive, well, if you're comfortable with taking on debt to be able to do that, like Robert Kiyosaki, it's how he became a billionaire, then by all means, have at it. If you're not, then you would have to use your own money on spot positions and be able to make money to use your own capital rather than risking OPM, which is other people's money, or in this case, the bank's money. So that's why we created Altcoin Pro University for you guys, to be able to help you better understand the crypto market so you can be able to make more money before the bull run is over, and even during a bear market as well too, because crypto is not just for one bull market, it's for life. And if you haven't heard this yet, for what Altcoin Pro University offers, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University through the link below. And although we make no guarantees because crypto is definitely risky, guys, this is only $97 a month or $970 a year. If you want to save $194, getting 2 months for free and unlock some exclusive bonuses, just go through the link in the description below. Get in right now. Watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers to help you become the first millionaire in your family tree, if that's a goal of yours. And you can get started through the link in the description below right now, or you can go to bullrunners.com to take advantage of the bonuses we're giving you before they expire. Everyone is loving the community. They're loving the education. They're getting access to real-time altcoin picks first before we ever make videos about them. So click the link in the description below, watch the video, and I'll see you on the inside.